Welcome to the first video of the Sulky Vlogger. I am the very sulky Joseph Murdoch, and for my first video, we'll be starring Anime Insight series. That is anime no longer in the limelight that still holds its own in the modern day. I'll be covering the vision of Escaflowne, one of my favorites for this run, and for the first video today, I will be doing episode 1, 2, and 3. Escaflowne was written by Shoji Kawamori and Katsuki Akai, licensed in America now by Funimation, and originally run by Fox Kids from 2000 to 2001 with 26 episodes. Now, for each video, I'll be breaking down each episode and giving my thoughts on the pros and cons. Episode 1, Faithful Confessions. Let's start with the music. I'm a huge fan of the opening theme. No Need to Promise. You should look it up, it's very good. It used to be on my Napster playlist back in the day. Escaflowne focuses around tarot cards a lot, with the themes of coming into your own destiny and always reaching toward your future, struggles of the heart. The main character is a girl named Hitomi. In the first episode, Hitomi is your run-of-the-mill high school girl. She is on the track team and very emotional. One day after school, while on a practice run, she becomes very consumed by a haunting vision of another world. She collapses and is cared for by a love interest. Hitomi does a card reading later at home, and she finds out her crush is moving away. The next day after school, she finds him and asks if she can break his track record, could he give her first kiss. As she runs, there's a flash of light, where one of the other main characters falls from the sky. He announces his name is Von Fennel of Fenalia. He warns there is a land dragon coming, just as another friend shows up, and all three of them needs to run. Just then, a dragon's lair appears on the track field, and a giant dragon emerges. A battle breaks out, with Van becoming very badly hurt, and the dragon shifts its focus toward the fleeing teens. The chase ends up in a shrine with Van trailing behind in pursuit. Just then, Hitomi gets another vision of Van being slayed by a dragon and yells out, warning him to move just in time. Van comes around and guts the dragon, ripping him open, and then he pulls out the dragon heart known as an energize. The dragon dissolves afterwards. Just then, Hitomi looks up and sees another world in the sky, just as a beam of light sucks up Van and Hitomi and teleports them to another world. They land in a strange place, and she finds out the world is called Gaia. She can now clearly see the earth and the sky, along with the moon, and it begins to sink in that she is in a lot of trouble as the scene flashes back to Hitomi's mother as the two friends inform her of the news as the episode ends. So, it's actually a lot that happens in one episode in a very short amount of time. These are like 23-minute episodes. So, my first pro. One thing I liked was the character building in this episode. We get to know in a short amount of time how much Hitomi's life and friends mean to her. Now, from my salty point of view. Now, at the same time, it felt very rushed. So much happened, we didn't get to see much of her home life. Now, Hitomi is an easy, relatable character, and its fans who have faith in her tarot cards is not far-fetched from the beliefs in Japan's culture of religion. A lot of people believe in spiritual things and things that help talk to the dead. So she's very easy relatable in that point of view. A big problem I have is the visions that she gets gives too much away to future episodes. I feel the writers could have clouded the visions, making them more vague and not as much foreshadowing. Because she literally gives out like 4 episodes worth of material. Episode 2, The Girl from the Mystic Moon. The episode starts with Vaughn and Hitomi being surrounded by beastmen from a local village while on Gaia. Once they recognize who Vaughn is, they bring him and Hitomi in carriages back to Vaughn's home. You keep hearing the Beastmen refer to Van's older brother as a failure and a deserter. She is told along the way that the world she comes from is known as the Mystic Moon in their world. They finally arrive, and Hitomi finds out that Vaughn of Finalia is actually Prince of Finalia, and that he needed to kill a dragon and become a king as a rite of passage in their country. The world is set in a feudal era with steampunk technology. They have flying ships, magic, and giant mechs known as Gymellips, which are powered by energies, aka dragon hearts, just like the dragon heart Vaughn took from the dragon. Hitomi tries adjusting to the new world and comes across Prince Van sword training with his sword master, a warrior Finalia who is a samurai who has a strict honor code. You get to witness Van's coronation as cloaked Gymellips surround the kingdom. Van is crowned king just as the kingdom is attacked. The city is being laid to waste as Vaughn is sent to their shrine with Hitomi to grab their family treasure named escaflowne. The military forces are completely destroyed as they reach the shrine. Very graphic. You see people being gutted. At the shrine center is a giant rock at the center of the ceiling. Vaughn brings forth his energies while biting his finger, bleeding onto the dragon heart, making a blood pact. Just then the rock breaks apart and a giant Gymellips named Escaflowne drops from the ceiling. Van thrusts the dragon heart into the giant red gem in the chest of the robot, and Escaflowne comes to life. Van jumps in just as the enemies break in. A fight erupts as Escaflowne and a valiant struggle is almost defeated. Just as he's about to be killed, his teacher jumps in and saves him. They begin to flee, and his teacher is killed in the crossfire. Van grabs Hitomi and runs into the courtyard as his entire kingdom is on fire. Just then, light flashes down and teleports them away. As the episode ends, so that is episode 2. Even more happens in this episode. It's crazy. A pro in this episode blew me away with action, heartbreak, and most of all, the music. You get to hear this chant, escaflowne, 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 bum bum, bum bum. And it's in an opera style singing. A con, I wanted more of this is my sulky point of view. I wanted more Finalia, more of his kingdom that he hopes to rebuild one day. It was a great city of culture, and we barely got to experience it at all. It's a shame, because every time it seems like in this series that they introduce us to some great place, it either gets destroyed and they leave, or they just leave without really exploring these places more and giving more of a background story to anything. We got little nitbits about his brother going to do the dragon trials and failing, and about how he can't be the same as his brother. But we don't get anything really about their parents, what happened to them, any of that. This is episode 3. After being engulfed in light and teleported away from danger, Hitomi is separated from Vaughn and is attacked by a mole man in the forest. A man named Alan shows up and saves her. As soon as that happens, Van finds out that Alan is holding Hitomi and he sees her as a threat. Alan knocks out Van and Hitomi faints. Both are brought back to Alan's fortress in his kingdom. The scene cuts to the enemy forces that attack Finalia and their flying fortress. You find out they come from a city of Atlantis, of the Zarbok Empire, and that the military unit that attacked Finalia calls themselves the Dragon Slayers. You also get to meet Van's brother, Falcon Fennel, of the Fennel royal family. Falcon was the one who sold out his kingdom and caused the attack on them. Hitomi wakes up in Alan's castle and learns his full name is Sir Alan Sheshazar. Van flares up in anger at the news that Alan's scouts have reported that the King of Fenalia has been wiped off the map. You literally see him filled with rage, and he screams, wanting to go back out there with Escaflowne and take revenge. But Alan will not let him leave until he has a clear head. And just then, the Dragon Slayers show up to resupply in Alan's kingdom. Alan allows it, trying to keep the peace so his kingdom isn't attacked, while also keeping an eye out for the missing escaflowne that they're hunting down. Hitomi does a tarot card reading and draws the death card. Just then the card comes to life and she can see the destruction of Alan's kingdom. The mole man that attacked Hitomi in the forest breaks into Alan's castle and aids Vaughn and Hitomi in escaping to grab escaflowne, which is being held until the Flying Fortress leaves the area against Vaughn's will. Alan confronts Vaughn outside in his own Guy Mellith, and after a number of clashing blows, Van is defeated. Escaflowne comes to life and warns Hitomi of the attack about to happen as the episode ends. She gets the warning through visions, like Escaflowne's gem, the heartstone in it, glows, and suddenly she sees this vision of Alan's kingdom burning down, of Guy Mellith everywhere from the Dragon Slayers. So for my pro look on this, I like the introduction of new characters and the first look at the enemy. We get information that will shape the rest of the show. My salty view of this is the episode feels very closed in on location. We don't get to see any of Alan's kingdom, just his castle. Most scenes take place in the castle, and we never get to find out if there's a king or anything else. It comes off like they're a mercenary group in a fort, more than anything else Alan says. So that has been my review with my pros and cons of the first 3 episodes. I'd like to thank you for watching this if you made it to the end for my first video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any ideas, please leave them in the comments below how I can make my videos better. And I'll have the next video out very soon. You can check out my other channel, D2 the Wizard Gamer, where I do video game reviews, mostly on mobile games. So this has been the Salty Vlogger, and I'll see you on the seas.